Good guy, that Mike Garafolo. Our weekly visit from Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. Mike, very exciting for Shedeur Sanders to get first-team reps at practice this week. But is it going to be enough for him to have a better performance this Sunday against Vegas?
Jay, we shall see. That was a tough defense for him to go against in the Baltimore Ravens, and it is a tough spot for him, having really only gotten three practices with first-team reps. That's what's going to wind up happening before he takes the field on Sunday. Look, ideally, this would have been a redshirt season for Shedeur Sanders, but there's a lot of factors at play, not the least of which is the outside focus from everybody looking at him and knowing who he is and knowing who his dad is. That's been a factor here. There's also the rookie factor at play, the fact that he was competing with Dillon Gabriel really the whole way along on the depth chart. And now he gets a clear run at it, so he gets a chance to really show the Browns that, hey, I deserve to have a shot at this starting job next season and beyond. I'm a little skeptical. I think what we saw the other day was indicative of a guy that still does need more seasoning. And I know that that's hard for some folks to think about because we were talking about him potentially as a top 5 pick in this draft, and it just didn't materialize. It was a top 5 round pick is what it wound up being for him. So I am skeptical. I hope he plays well just so that there's a little less noise here and he gets a chance to really develop in a much calmer, quieter atmosphere. But I just think the notion that Kevin Stefanski is sabotaging him, I know that that's not the belief inside the building. That's not what I'm hearing. And it just doesn't make sense because Stefanski might be hanging by a thread himself. Doesn't he want his quarterback to play well? It doesn't add up to me.
Speaking of quarterbacks and speaking of the AFC North, is it possible, Mike, that we see Aaron Rodgers back under center for the Steelers and Joe Burrow back under center for Cincinnati this weekend?
Thursday's going to be a big day for Aaron Rodgers as he tests that wrist there. Can he do what he needs to do? Can he take a snap? I mean, sometimes I'll stand in the end zone when they're doing their warm-ups, and you see how quickly, just from a shotgun snap, it looks so routine on TV. That ball is coming flying. Like, you need to be able to catch that almost like a wide receiver. And then under center, certainly with the impact, and the Steelers are under center a bunch. So he's got to see whether he can handle everything he needs to handle there. We have seen in the past, in the recent past, Josh Allen had a hand issue on his left hand. He was actually handing the ball off right-handed, sort of like backhanded. You can do that if need be from time to time, but for Rodgers, he needs to protect himself and make sure that he can operate. I know he wants to go against the team that he has owned and has told them, remind him, I still own you. So I know that he wants to go against the Bears this upcoming weekend. That's a big one. Joe Burrow, practicing fully, which means he took all the reps that he could have possibly taken. It's probably about a week earlier than we had heard within the last couple of weeks when he started to return to practice. I believe and I understand, and everything that I've heard out of Cincinnati is he's got a shot the next 2 days if he can continue to operate, and it doesn't look like he's going to have any kind of setback with that foot and can move and can protect himself so he doesn't suffer a different kind of injury. It'd be fascinating, and it would be really a lift to the entire city of Cincinnati if Joe Burrow is back on the field this week and he's got a shot.
And then there's the Kansas City Chiefs. If they were to lose to a very good Indianapolis Colts team this weekend, Mike, that would be 3 straight regular season losses for Patrick Mahomes for the first time in his entire career. It's hard to believe. But do you believe this might be the motivation for Kansas City to get that offense back on track with the season on the line?
I know there's a sense of calm there. It's more of a got to get back to work and got to get back to working hard and take it sort of one day at a time, one series at a time. Don't think about the bigger picture. Don't put more pressure on yourself than you need to. But when you talk about this offense getting back on track, that's sort of what we were sold when Rashee Rice came back. It's like, just get through the first 6 weeks of the season. He comes back, then you're going to see that explosiveness. We saw some hints of it, but it hasn't really taken. That was a tough defense they went against last week in the Denver Broncos. And Indianapolis presents its own challenges with Lou Anarumo's scheme. Remember, when Anarumo was with the Cincinnati Bengals, he gave Patrick Mahomes fits. Now he's going to see him in Indianapolis. So that'll be a challenge in and of itself. It's got to happen now for the Chiefs. They've got to get on a roll. You look at the schedule. There's winnable games. I don't see a world in which they're not in the playoffs. But are they in the playoffs looking as dangerous as you expect the Chiefs to be in the postseason? That's the question. That's what we're going to see. I know there's confidence in Kansas City. It's going to happen. I need to see it with my own eyes.
And to close, I just want to point out that November the 19th was International Journalists' Day. And, Mike, you're the only journalist who joins us from another country. So therefore, this day is about you. So we're celebrating you today, our international journalist, Mike Garafolo. Happy International Journalist Day, buddy.
Yeah, journalists in this country right now who don't necessarily cover sports are being looked at in a different way than they have in the past. So yeah, let's take a day to celebrate ourselves, I guess. Although, football journalists, news journalists, I like to think what we do is important, but we try to make it fun as well, Jay. So thank you very much.
You're so welcome, buddy.